One of my very favorite cars of all time, and certainly on the field today, is this 14 louver Tour de France. And you're the lucky person that owns this car?
Yes, I am. My name is Greg Whitten. I bought this TDF in 1997, and I've rallied it several times and enjoyed it. And just a few years ago, we started a restoration, and the end result is what you see today.
Wow.
And when I bought the car back in 97, it had a 1958 nose on it and a slightly different tail. So we did a lot of research, and the restoration shop, Dennison International, put the car back to the way it raced in the Mille Miglia in 1957.
This was in it in 57, huh?
This is the last Ferrari produced that ran in the Mille Miglia. This car was finished May 7th or May 8th, and it ran in the Mille on May 11th. And this car finished 9th overall, 4th in class. It was the highest privateer finish. All the other Ferraris that finished ahead of it were factory team entries. So
Wow.
It did very well, and it raced a little bit more in 57 and 58, a couple times at Monza, and then the next owner who owned it raced it once or twice. But after that, it's pretty much been a street car, and then came over to the United States in 68. And was vintage raced by John Appen.
Oh, okay.
From Ferrari Market Newsletter.
Yeah.
And FAF of the Ferrari of Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow. Well, I mean, there are not very many 14 louver cars, are there?
Yeah, they made 9 14 louvers, but two are no longer in existence, so there's 7 now. And the Jean de Bien car is the most famous of all the GT racing Ferraris. It won more races than any GTO or short wheelbase. So the TDFs won the Tour de France 4 years in a row, and the Jean de Bien car included. The Jean de Bien car was also the class winner in the Mille Miglia in 57. It finished ahead of my car.
Really? Class winner? Wow.
Both 14 louvers though. And they're the in many ways I think they're the prettiest of the GT Ferraris of this period. Prettier than the short wheelbase and prettier than the GTO. And
I think the styling is just incredible. And this is the first time you've shown it since the restoration?
Yes. Yes, they just finished the restoration, weeks or minutes ago. You never know. They're always doing something at the very last second.
I know that one indeed. But wow, it's so great you brought it out. Are you just going to show it for a while, or do you think you rally again?
I'll rally it, and if there are good opportunities to race the car, I'll race the car. I buy the cars to race them, and that's what I really enjoy.
Oh,
but
fantastic.
it's really nice to put this car back to the way it should be, and I plan to have fun with it.
Did it have bumper guards like that? No bumpers. That's it.
Yeah, the cars originally had bumperettes, and they did in fact look like this, and to get the white bumper covers, they went to the company that used to make them, and they still had the pattern, and they ran a special batch run for us for this car.
Really?
So this is the original materials they used when they made the car in 1957.
Jeez.
With the same pattern.
That's fantastic. And those, I love the fogs too. Those are not easy to come by anymore either, are they?
No, you have to.
Look,
Butch Dennison and his team had to look long and hard, and they just did a fabulous job finding everything, finding the history, and just really letting them bring the car back to get back to the way it should be for me.
How did you like driving it in comparison to your other cars before you did this, or will this make a difference?
Well, I had the two Ferraris that I rallied a lot. I had a 4-cam and this car. And I much prefer driving this car in a rally because this car with the solid rear axle is very, very predictable in cornering, and it just drove so nicely. The 4Cam with the independent rear suspension, it was not completely sorted out. A 250 LM's independent rear suspensions, that works well. The 4Cam, not so well.
Not so well. Really?
No, there's a 65 275 GTB that Preston Hen has, the yellow one.
Well, yes.
That one's to die for.
Yeah.
that's one of the cool cars. But this car I really enjoyed this car.
Ah, it's fantastic.
And it's nice to get it back and the way it should look, and I'll continue enjoying it in rallies and some racing.
All the people around are really having fun just viewing it right now. So,
well, thank you.
Thank you so much, and appreciate you taking the time to talk about one of my favorite cars here right now. Thank you for sharing your story. I appreciate it very much. I love the car. It's
a cool car.